How's it going, y'all? This is Ed here at eTrailer.com, and we're taking a look at the RockyMounts AfterParty swing-away bike carrier on our 2023 Chevrolet Blazer. All right, now this guy can support bikes up to 60 pounds per bike, and one of the really cool features of it is the fact that not only does it tilt away, it also tilts out, well, opens out, so you can access the rear of your vehicle without having to take your bikes off. Now, the AfterParty, this guy is going to be a wheel mount bike carrier. Now, why would you need a wheel mount carrier? If you have a bike that's has carbon fiber in the frame or unconventional style, a wheel mount is going to be the best way to secure your bike to your carrier because it makes no contact to the frame, and all this area wouldn't matter as far as, you know, maybe a frame mount style bike carrier. You can make adjustments as far as the different wheel size. And as far as your tilt feature, underneath here, there's a blue handle. I usually support the weight with my other hand and just kind of let it come down. And it tilts enough with one bike to allow you to access the cargo area. If you had two bikes on, oh, wrong place. If you had two bikes on, you clearly could see that it would make contact with the ground. But again, one of the benefits of this carrier is the fact that you don't have to remove your bikes to access your cargo area. So let's open this guy up. All the contact points on this RockyMounts, they all have this blue aluminum, and I think that's awesome because it lets you know where you should be looking to remove any part of the carrier. Now, sometimes you kind of have to give it a little bit of a shove, and you're going to unscrew here. And it extends in two parts. So let's get this loose. All right, so once that guy's loose, we're gonna pull our first pin and extend this guy out. Now, about midways here, you have a second pin that's hidden under your bracket here. So with this guy fully extended out, it's great to give you full access to your cargo area. You just want to be cautious of where you're parking, because if you're in a tight parking lot, this wouldn't be practical. But if you're on a campground or a trailhead where you have some space, this would be awesome as far as being able to get your shoes on and have your bikes out. Right? And just make sure you close up your back hatch so you'll have clearance before you start folding everything up. You're going to use those same two pins, spin it. You're going to loosen the first one just to give yourself a little bit more room to fold in. And you're going to watch carefully bend in. You got there we are. And we're going to use the blue handle under here. Tighten her back down. Now, it's kind of difficult to reach underneath from here. Another trick I found is if you go through the middle, you can really get on it to tighten it up. So on this guy, I would say it's one of the easier ways to remove your bike. Again, you're looking for one of the blue tabs that's gonna release your latch. And I always try to keep at least one hand, if I can, on the bike itself to stabilize it. Grab the front fork and the frame, and take this guy off and hit the trail. So now we're going to get a few measurements and we're going to fold our arms, our cradles back in. One thing to point out, you will need a tool to actually adjust for your wheel. Just another thing to keep in mind, so you would have to bring that with you or set it up before you leave. Once you press it down, the latch goes right over. So you do a really good job of making it user-friendly and intuitive. And then I come back around to that same blue handle and just lift up. With our cradles in place, we can go ahead and get our measurements. So since this guy does have a rise to it, it's going to have the same height as your receiver. As far as the closest point, looks like we're about 6.5 inches away from the bumper. furthest away, you're right at about 30 1/2 inches. Ground clearance from the farthest point, it's right at 28 inches. And then you're at 16 from the receiver. Now we're gonna fold this guy up using the handle here. And we're gonna push forward. Make sure you hear it lock in place and fold it. You have a good amount of space between the bumper and the carrier. You're about 5 inches away, give or take about 4.5, 5 inches away. So I wouldn't be worried about making any contact in the stowing position. All right, now the AfterParty is a larger carrier. It is heavier, but it offers a lot of cool features. What you're trading off also is a little bit of visibility. So it's quite possible that this is gonna completely obscure your license plate, as you can see, as well as your backup camera. Your tail lights are visible, but you definitely wanna use an extra sense of caution since you have this large item on the rear of your vehicle. The AfterParty has a 2-inch shank that's going to fit into your 2x2-inch receiver. It actually comes with an anti-rattle bolt that is lockable. It comes with a key as well, so it's going to secure the carrier to the vehicle. So overall, the AfterParty is a solid carrier. If your bike is 60 pounds or under, definitely a good move. If you're an avid rider, I would say it would be handy because it's very convenient to use once you have it set up to the bikes you're carrying. There are other carriers such as the Piston Pro that are very similar, but you don't have the fold-out feature like the RockyMounts. So the RockyMounts does have that over the Piston Pro. So this has been a look at the RockyMounts AfterParty Swing Away Bike Carrier on the 2023 Chevrolet Blazer. I'm Ed. Feel free to call us here at eTrailer.com. Our customer service experts are ready to help you out to select your bike carrier. Have a great day.